In economics, demand refers to the quantity of a good or service that consumers are willing and able to purchase at various prices over a specific period. Understanding demand is crucial for analyzing how markets function, as it helps businesses and policymakers anticipate consumer behavior and make informed decisions. There are several types of demand, each with its own significance. Individual demand represents the desire of a single consumer, while market demand aggregates the preferences of all consumers in a market. Joint demand occurs when two or more goods are used together, such as printers and ink cartridges. Composite demand refers to a good that has multiple uses, like steel being needed for both cars and buildings. Derived demand arises when the need for one product depends on the demand for another, such as the demand for labor being tied to the demand for the goods produced. Recognizing these distinctions allows for a deeper understanding of how different factors influence market dynamics. Demand for a product is shaped by several key factors. Price is often the most immediate determinant. As prices rise, demand typically falls, and vice versa. Income levels also play a crucial role. When consumers have more disposable income, they are likely to purchase more goods and services. Tastes and preferences can shift demand, especially when trends or new information influence what people want. The prices of related goods, such as substitutes or complements, further affect demand. For example, if the price of coffee rises, demand for tea may increase as a substitute. Expectations about future market conditions, like anticipated price changes or economic shifts, can prompt consumers to buy more now or delay purchases. Each of these factors can cause demand to rise or fall, shaping market dynamics over time. The law of demand states that, all else being equal, as the price of a good or service increases, the quantity demanded by consumers decreases, and vice versa. This inverse relationship is a fundamental principle in economics. The demand curve, which illustrates this relationship, typically slopes downward from left to right. Two key concepts help explain this downward slope: the substitution effect and the income effect. The substitution effect occurs when consumers switch to alternative products as the price of a good rises, reducing its quantity demanded. Meanwhile, the income effect means that higher prices reduce consumers' purchasing power, leading them to buy less of the good. Together, these effects ensure that demand generally falls as prices rise. While the law of demand states that, generally, as the price of a good increases, the quantity demanded decreases, there are notable exceptions to this rule. Giffen goods, for example, are inferior products for which demand rises as their price increases, often due to the lack of affordable substitutes. Veblen goods, such as luxury items, defy the law of demand because higher prices may actually make them more desirable, signaling status and exclusivity. Necessities like basic food or medicine also deviate from the typical downward-sloping demand curve, as consumers may continue purchasing them regardless of price changes. These exceptions arise due to unique consumer behavior, social factors, and the absence of alternatives, illustrating that demand is not always governed solely by price. A change in quantity demanded refers to a movement along the demand curve, which occurs when the price of a product changes. For example, if the price decreases, consumers typically buy more, resulting in a higher quantity demanded. In contrast, a change in demand means the entire demand curve shifts, either to the right or left. This shift happens due to factors other than price, such as changes in consumer income, preferences, or the prices of related goods. When demand increases, the curve shifts right, indicating consumers are willing to buy more at every price. Conversely, a decrease in demand shifts the curve left. Understanding this distinction is crucial for analyzing market behavior and predicting consumer responses.